Western AAA gaming, I don't think it's long for this world, man, okay? Because we have seen these atrophied states in many other vocations. Comics has pretty much walked down this path to completion before. Movies in general, yeah, it's kind of gone through it and is currently going through the end phases of it. But gaming on the Western front, can't speak for the Asian markets. They're still knocking it out the park for the most part. But in the West, man, they've got so thoroughly feminized. This has been a problem, and it has been for a long time. But now it's got to a point where we are well past the infiltration stage, the meritocratic stage where you can point to specific examples to justify more women entering the industry, where it's like, oh yeah, Jade Raymond, she was an excellent writer for Ubisoft back when Ubisoft would make games worthy of playing. And then Amy Hennig over at, Naughty Dog, who I've shouted out multiple times, she was excellent at her job. She put Naughty Dog on the map, and then she ended up getting usurped by a male feminist. Now the entire industry is trying to go through that transformation that Lucasfilm has forced Indiana Jones and Star Wars through by taking a traditionally male hobby and making everything into a lifestyle and feminized brand, because they used to be more coy about it, okay, going back 10 years or even just a couple of years at this point. They at least weren't so braggadocious about it. They wouldn't be so upfront about their intentions, about their hatred of gamers and how they just wanted to enlighten all of you idiotic, unwashed masses. We are the true storytellers. You are just all too stuck in your ways to accept our brilliant storytelling. Now they're just getting out ahead of it, and that was especially put on display with the Intergalactic trailer. I just did a video on that yesterday, and then, yes, the subject of this video, The Witcher 4. Both of those trailers bookended the Game Awards, which is interesting to think about because The Witcher 4 kicked everything off and Intergalactic was the final big reveal right before Game of the Year was handed out to. Yeah, you would think that the industry would learn from this. A little 3D platformer that has no political elements at all to it whatsoever. But no, just stay tuned. In the coming years, you can play as the non-Witcher who is always a Witcher, or the girl boss's quest to get retribution for her fallen teammates. But if you want more on that, you can go take a look at yesterday's video. But this is a piece of fan art, okay? The fan art or spite art, whatever we want to call it, that isn't officially licensed from Projekt Red or Naughty Dog or anything like this. But this is the audience that they are trying to go for with these announcements, with replacing Geralt. Not with Ciri the way that you remember her, but with a tougher, stronger, more weathered Ciri, which when you were watching that trailer, it was all cinematic. You didn't really get a taste for gameplay, didn't really understand the story that they're going to be telling in Witcher 4, but it was better than Intergalactic, but still didn't really hook me. As somebody who has always been interested in what the Witcher had to offer, it's such a big game, and I've got only so much time to dedicate in the day playing this big overarching RPG. I have yet to jump into The Witcher 3. It's on my list, rather high on the list of games to play. And so perhaps Ciri is the main protagonist. That makes a lot of sense, okay? But just like Intergalactic and Naughty Dog, we know that Projekt Red is full steam ahead on this, okay? They announced recently that, yeah, it's all systems go. They have thousands of people working on this project, and we've seen the quality of people they have been hiring recently, and we kind of know, yeah, exactly what we're going to be getting. I just wonder if Ciri's going to have period leave while she's out hunting monsters. I just kind of want to know about that. But yeah, like I was saying before, this isn't officially licensed or anything like that, but this is the audience that these type of games court. The modern audience, okay? And the people cheering this stupid stuff on, the not a gamer or influencer, just a nerd, a father, a husband, and a ninja. Oh, see, look at all these places that I play, but I'm not a gamer, but some of y'all going to be mad as hell for the next couple of years. With, Ghost of Yotei, GTA 6, Witcher 4, and Intergalactic. Yeah, that's interesting because none of those games, which I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt to at least 3 of them, because Sucker Punch crafts some excellent stories, okay? Ghost of Tsushima, and then even before that with Infamous, those games were fun as hell. At GTA 6, yeah, there's some warning signs that are there, but ultimately, it's a Grand Theft Auto game. The Witcher 4 might be good. They eventually turn stuff around. With Cyberpunk, perhaps they ended up learning from those early mistakes. They could be good. I just don't think so. I really don't think so. And here's another thing. You're not entitled to our money. You're going to be mad as hell for the next couple of years. Well, that's fine. There's more games that have been released in the past than you're ever going to have an opportunity to play through. And the ones that are coming out that are non-political, I mean, they're severely getting rewarded. I mean, take a look at this, okay? I've got the Steam page pulled up, and this is, just a couple of days. I'm pretty sure this video is going to come out before the winter sale, kicks into full gear, but this gives you a pretty good idea of what we're dealing with here. So you just take out the 2 free-to-play games, okay? And then you also take out the Steam Deck, and there you have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, okay? I've already got my copy. I'm not logged in or anything like that. And also, if you're just looking to purchase it on, PC, because it's coming out January 23rd, I've already got my game. I've already got my game for 2025 already pre-ordered, okay? It's ready to go. And over on Green Man Gaming, that is, they have an even deeper discount than that, and it's the Steam code. That's where I made my purchase. I got my deluxe edition. It's already ready, willing, and ready to go. Okay, so when we get the codes, so we can start pre-loading and all that stuff, and I can play this as God intended. This tremendous, complete game. Not something that's going to be sold to you piecemeal. It's already done. No DLCs planned for that. This wasn't chopped up, and this is a 200, 300 hours worth of excellent content. And the fact that it is sitting at the 8th bestseller, I got top sellers pulled up right here. Okay, I include free-to-play items. Take the Steam Deck out of that. It is the 5th best-selling paid game on Steam right now. This is going to be huge, man. This game is finally going to be put into the hands of players the way that the PS5 couldn't even hope to accomplish before. And I'm super happy for this because everybody who's behind this, Naoki Hamaguchi, what was it when he was accepting the Game Award for Best Music, the only award that Rebirth won on the night? What was the one thing that he said? I'm excited to announce the PC release at the Game Awards because I want this game to be put into the hands of more people that are out there. He is proud of the work that he's done. He's excited for the game, and he's not putting his message out there. All of those hacks that are out there trying to say, oh, Square Enix with their ethics department that was designed to just chop down on the size of Tifa's breasts. Where does it say that? And you go ahead. You go ahead and you take a look at that Costa del Sol beach section, and you try to tell me that they're out there trying to hide Tifa's titties. You go ahead and tell me that they're trying to uglify her. These are not honest conversations we can have about this game. And especially when mods finally come in. I mean, I'm waiting for a couple myself, okay, in the form of a couple of characters that'll immediately be added to the party, which is going to be fun as hell. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of different costume updates, which are going to be awesome, but nobody's going to have to de-age or de-harden Tifa like they're going to be doing with Ciri day one. Because the Witcher 4 development team says Ciri's story will not break any canon or even offend canon. That's interesting because they're having to tell some tales out of class, which, like I said, I haven't played 3, but I know a little bit about the lore. And I know that Ciri doesn't have the mutations. She doesn't quite have the genetic markers to be a Witcher, but apparently she's gone through a couple of the trials to get there, so they're going to try to they're going to try to go ahead and make it make sense. But in your introductory cinematic, basically put her on par with Geralt. So, I don't know, man. In attempting to quell our player concerns surrounding the highly anticipated sequel's first trailer, the developer team behind the upcoming Witcher 4 says that contrary to whispers on the internet, the game story will not mess with the series' established canon. I hope you're honest about this. Debuting to the public on December 12th during the 2024 edition of the Game Awards, the first trailer for CD Projekt Red's next big release finds Ciri now adventuring on her own, attempting to save a young girl, yes, from being ritually sacrificed to the Bach, a new creature with the ability, as explained by game director Sebastian Kalemba to IGN, to smell your fear, to be able to play with your traumas, to paralyze you. Eventually engaging in the monster in battle, Ciri emerges victorious, following a particularly harrowing back and forth thanks to her chugging of an unidentified Witcher potion, its magical properties augmenting her natural abilities and giving her the edge over her prey. So yeah, she's not an entirely overpowered girl boss. She did require some additional magic, which I hear from some loreheads kind of present some problems in and of themselves. But okay, she's got potions. Maybe they're different potions. Maybe it kind of makes sense, or it will make sense. Unfortunately, her efforts ultimately prove fruitless as soon as she discovers the girl's village, still fearful that the monster is unaware of that it no longer lives, took her sacrifice to their own knife-wielding hands. Yeah, it's all sad and stuff like that, right? Following the trailer's premiere, Ciri's apparent promotion of full-blown Witcherness had fans abuzz with what possible implications this change could have for the series' already established lore, as neither the books nor video games have ever seen a woman survive the hardships of the requisite trial of the grasses, which apparently she's already gone through. Don't worry about it. Notably, that no woman has ever been a witcher is not due to any explicit measures being taken to prevent them from either taking the test or completing it, as evidenced by the fact that Andrzej Sapkowski's first The Witcher novel, Blood of Elves, Triss genuinely feared that the Witchers of Kaer Morhen wanted to subject a young Ciri to the trial. Rather, this discrepancy is due to the trial's hardships being so physically demanding that, due to the naturally strong bodies, they are usually only survived by men. Not 2024 CD Projekt Red's women, let's go! However, according both the aforementioned Kalemba and CDPR's franchise and lore designer Ciaran Marr, sure. These changes to Ciri's characters will not come at the expense of the series canon, but will instead represent a natural evolution of her character. Exactly. During a recent interview with IGN's Matt Purslow, after providing confirmation that Ciri had successfully completed the trial of Grasses, Kalemba praised her new turn, asserting, "I love this grit in her." Oh yeah, of course. This better be, it better be a part of the, tutorial or the prologue or something like that, because otherwise there's going to be some lore heads that are going to be big mad about this. She's almost obsessed with the way that she lives. There are some moments where you have to go with your heart instead of going with the calculated calls, and this is what I love in Ciri. She's less calculating, following her heart, her passions, her gut feel. Oh. No, she's going to be misunderstood by the world, and then only when everybody else realizes that she's right is that how the story concludes. Oh my god, the moral of the story is she was always right and she just really needed to believe in herself. Is that what we're supposed to believe here? Turning to how the Witcherness differed from her mentor and predecessor Geralt, the game director asserted, "We want to let players try to define her." Great. She's about to form her own codex on her own terms. The way she actually deals with the monsters, the way that she deals with the quests, the adventures, it's her own unique way, which, yeah, of course, could be a really fun, really interesting take on things. It's just, I don't trust CD Projekt Red. Witcher 4 developers comment on Ciri as the new protagonist, explains that player agency will be at the center, and the big takeaway to this is they're lying about contradicting the lore. Trailer confirmed most fans had surmised following the ending of the Wild Hunt, Cirilla will be the protagonist of the new saga rather than Geralt. The Witcher, as a title, refers to both Geralt and Ciri, and always has. Oh, Christ on a bike. I think she's arguably more important to the plot than Geralt himself is. Oh, go fuck yourself. Seriously, he's more of a Witcher than Geralt ever was. Fuck you. The Witcher's EP, yes, admits CD Projekt Red is aiming for new players and people who do not play our games. So, yep, it's going to be a game targeting the audience that was never going to give it a chance to begin with. They're aiming for the modern audience, and big fucking shock they're going to miss. I ain't pronouncing that name. Executive producer for CD Projekt Red's Witcher 4 admitted the company is aiming for new players of the game in an interview with IG and The Witcher 4, discussing The Witcher 4. Following the release of its announcement trailer at the Game Awards, Mitrega said, "We want to aim for new players, wider audience, and always the people that know the franchise, but maybe who do not play our games." Yep. Hey, you see, we already got the captive audience, okay? We already got the Witcher fans that are out there, so we're aiming for a bigger, broader, new audience, okay? We're just trying to get the people that don't play video games, even though The Witcher 3 is still, like, can we pull up that Steam list? Like, it's still one of the best-selling games. Yeah, there it is right there in the top 25, actually ahead of Baldur's Gate, but it is like 80% off at this point in time. Yeah, a game that's still in the top 25, over a decade since it's been released, but we're trying to go for a different audience. I don't know, man. I hope I'm wrong. And for the people saying, oh, she got uglified, it's like, yeah, she does look considerably older. And from the one trailer that we've seen, we don't know how long it took. It's the conclusion of the Wild Hunt to where it is right now. This could be 20 years, 25 years after the fact. I don't know for sure. Age is a bitch. Father Time is in fact undefeated. So yeah, she's not going to be quite as young and vibrant as she used to be, okay? She's out on the road, okay? She's been rode hard and put up wet. She's going to look a little bit more tough, okay? So yeah, that's fine if you're taking a more realistic approach. I'm trying to be as, forgiving as possible. It's just, we've seen CD Projekt Red put up those hostage ESG videos. We've seen what they've done in the realm of bringing in certain people under the auspices of them just simply being of a certain gender, as opposed to their meritocratic accomplishments. I hope my skepticism is unfounded, that for Witcher fans and for potential Witcher fans that are out there, you will be rewarded for your years of waiting with a great installment in the franchise. I genuinely hope that this is an all-time RPG. All I know is that the people talking behind the scenes don't necessarily have gamers at the front of their mind, and instead have a very adversarial relationship with them. As opposed to me waiting for part 3 of Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy with bated breath, because the people that, whenever there's an interview from Naoki Hamaguchi, Kitase, Nojima, any of the creators working on this stuff, it's always about wanting to create the best experience for the player. It's about how excited they are for the story. It's not about any superfluous elements that just simply detract from the game in order to bolster their own agenda. A tale of two franchises, but two that I genuinely hope arrive at the same spot. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.